Tamu Mayer. Number 4, sophomore midfielder Braden Armstrong. Number 5, senior midfielder Noah Heinz. Number 6, junior midfielder Ben McDonald. Number 7, sophomore midfielder defender Zachary Halzendaner. Number 10, junior defender Aaron Merritz. Number 11, senior goalkeeper Riley.
Welcome to STSPN. We're live tonight at Glacier Peak for some boys soccer. Tonight's teams are Glacier Peak Grizzlies versus the Stanwood Spartans. I'd like to thank Shoreline Community College for their premier sponsorship. And our player of the game sponsor is Action Jackson. And other sponsors tonight
Number 17
are McDaniel's Do It Center,
Jason Isaacson. And number 20,
Fred's Rivertown Ale House,
freshman forward Ceylon Stallings. Stanford's head coach is Steve
A West Coast Septic Services.
Zach Griffin, and the team manager
Tonight we will be streaming
and Caitlin Wilson.
live and simulcasting with Twin Cities Sports Network. We will join them in progress.
Junior goalkeeper Sam Nurfshan.
You have the choice.
Number 1, sophomore midfielder Miles Johnston. Number 2, sophomore midfielder Cage Robert. Number 3, junior midfielder Christopher Day. Number 4, senior midfielder Quinn Ingalls. Number 5, sophomore defender Jesse Granados. Number 6, junior midfielder Connor Seed. Number 7, junior forward Wyatt Miller. Number 8, senior defender Kevin Duan. Number 9, senior midfielder Spencer Pettit. Number 10, senior forward Riley Prescott. Number 11, junior midfielder Tucker Davis. Number 12, sophomore defender Cameron Miller. Number 13, sophomore midfielder J.J. Dewson. Number 15, sophomore defender Kevin Ramsey. Number 16, junior defender Tyler Mikulski. Number 18, junior forward Devin Potts.
And welcome back to Glacier Peak High School. We're getting set for the start of this game. I want to talk about one of our fine sponsors, Glass Tech Stanwood. It is a place to call for all your glass needs, residential, business, and automotive. Locally owned in Stanwood. They've been in business for 19 years. The reason why? Well, they're experts. They have fast, friendly service. Call them at 629-5119. At 629-5119. Glass Tech, Stanwood's hometown glass shop. So, Bob, we have a beautiful location here at Glacier Peak. We're on the east slope of the valley, and we're going to have the national anthem. Bringing it down quickly for the Grizzlies is going to be Miller. Has it in the side. And pass it up into the center. Spartan fighting pretty good defense. Now they'll pass it back to the defenders. See if they can shoot it up forward. Glacier Peak bringing it down. They got it into the corner again. And this one is going to be forced out of bounds. Getting to it, I believe, is Moritz, Spartan defender. So this one is going to be a Glacier Peak corner kick.
The thing with this being a turf field, we've talked about it before, is the field's actually a little wider than our grass field, and what you would consider to be the out of bounds lines for football is actually an additional 10 yards on both sides, I think, or 8 yards on both sides.
Glacier Peak corner kick goes across the goal, face of the goal, and to the other side, and out and off on a Stanwood Spartan defender. So they'll corner kick again, and they will pass off and then try to get it into the center. Spartans right there to break it up. Putting it up, trying to pass up the Hobby. Hobby trying to chase that one down, and Glacier Peak will pass it back to their goaltender.
Hobby's speed's going to be good on this turf. I'm sure he enjoys playing on turf. He's able to catch up to these balls that sometimes slow down on the grass.
Chasing down to McDonald into the ball, playing tonight. Glacier Peak has it on the wing. Gets past midfield. Pass up into the center. And now taking it is going to be Stallings. Stallings to Hobby. Moving it back on out to McDonald. Mahobish taking it back over. Bringing it down. Getting it past Anderson is number 7 for the Grizzlies, Wyatt Miller. Moritz gets a hold of it, and he'll pass it up into the center, but Glacier Peak steals it. They'll take it way on the far right-hand side. Clock went out on the scoreboard. Then the Glacier Peak takes a long shot, about the 15-yard line. Goes out of bounds, going to be goal kick.
Clock going out's normal.
I feel like I might be guilty of that. He asked me when I was putting the plow in. He says, "What could happen?" I said, "Well, your scoreboard's going to go out." And so lo and behold, there goes no scoreboard.
That's normal up here at Glacier Peak.
Oh, so we're told that's a normal procedure. So the scoreboard is now it's back up. 39-15. They're going to have to adjust that clock a little bit, but goal kick for the Spartans. Isaacson in a goalie, gets it up to Hobby. Glacier Peak playing around with it. Hobby trying to steal it. Pass back to Anderson. Glacier Peak now has it midfield. Stealing away Schmoody for just a second. Glacier Peak has it. Number 7, that's going to be Miller. Miller on the corner trying to get it across the face of the goal. Spartan defenders right there. Moritz going to put a big boot into it. And looking to chase it down is going to be Stallings for the Spartans. He has an opportunity here. You can see the ball went out of bounds.
Just right there. The linesman was right there, unfortunately. It was a pretty easy call for him, but nice job of Stallings to keep on pushing that ball backwards against the defender.
Glacier Peak inbounds it. They quickly move it up midfield. Good ball control of this Glacier Peak team. They move it from right to left. They get it all the way down and out to Cameron Miller. Miller trying to get it up, trying to hit number 7, and that is Wyatt Miller. And breaking it up for the Spartans was Kyle Anderson doing a great job of knocking that one loose.
That was a nice slide tackle, well designed, and not aggressive against the player at all, just all ball. It was a good job. Nice clean ball.
So it's going to be Spartan throw in. Kyle Anderson will inbound it for the Spartans. Oh, look at this. I'm sorry, I missed that. It was a free kick. So Moritz will inbound or take the free kick. He'll get that one up to Armstrong. Armstrong trying to get it up to Schmoody, and Schmoody just gets hammered as he gets the ball, goes to the turf.
That's the downside of the turf, is that when you bounce off that, you know it.
Armstrong back up to Schmoody. Schmoody bringing it up, going to pass it up into the center. There's Hobby on the right-hand side, takes a shot, and it's over the goal. Good ball movement that time for the Spartans. So again, 1-0 our score. Glacier Peak scoring early in this ball game.
Just in the first minute. I'm not even sure the first minute had occurred yet, and they were already scoring, unfortunately.
Actually taken by Kyle Anderson.
So it's going to be a corner kick for the Spartans. Kyle Anderson will be kicking this one from the right corner. Gets a boot into it. Goes across Hobby. Gets a head up. Nope. And then now North Grizzlies boot it out of the goal box. Ball bouncing around. Now Spartans have it. They get across field. The Stallings. Now broken up by the Glacier Peak Grizzlies defenders. And they quickly bring it up past midfield. And again, quick cross-court pass to Wyatt Miller. That's broken up by the Spartans. Trying to get up to Schmoody. Glacier Peak passes it back to the defenders. Glacier Peak cross-court and then out. So they have Glacier Peak now working it down. Trying to get it out to Miller. Miller on the far side. Cross, courts it up and a header and up and in. That was a great pass and head in. And that young man's number is...
I can't say it. It's not Prescott.
Goal scored by Alex Bergstrom.
Alex Bergstrom for the Grizzlies.
A beautiful cross from Miller on that.
I was going to say Miller has had his opportunities on that left side. So now 2-0 Spartans trail. Schmoody battling. Ball taken away by the Grizzlies. 2-0 our score. Armstrong has it. Going the right-hand side out to McDonald. McDonald gets it around one Grizzly. Gets it up to Schmoody. Schmoody, long pass downfield trying to hit Stallings. But it's brought back. Working on it is Hatzenbeller. Hatzenbeller trying to break it up. Grizzlies control it. They get it out to Cameron Miller. Cameron Miller trying to get center, and Stanwood goalie comes out. Isaacson gets control of that one.
I think the most discouraging thing about that goal was the fact that we had kept it on their side of the field, and then on a quick counter, they were able to bring it right down and score.
And there's a quick pass up to Stallings. Stallings battling the Glacier Peak defender. A little bit of a shove there. No whistle. Goalie picks it up. 2-0 our score. And the clock is probably not right there on the score clock. I imagine it's about at the 30-minute mark. So we're going to take a break in about a minute. We're going to hit our sponsors. Glacier Peak has it. Stanwood pressuring him. Moody trying to take it away from the Grizzlies. Grizzlies defender controls it, passes it up on the right-hand side. Pass up. And this one almost goes out of bounds, and it does go out of bounds. Let's see whose ball it is. We're going to take a break. So with the score, Glacier Peak Grizzlies 2, Stanwood nothing. We'll take a break. You're listening to Spartan Soccer on TCSNsports.com. All right, we're back to action. The score: Glacier Peak Grizzlies 2, Stanwood nothing. Ball just really moved back and forth between 30-yard lines here. And now Glacier Peak gets a pass midfield. And Stanwood steals it right back away, but right back to Glacier Peak. Glacier Peak scoring early, first minute of the ball game, and then scoring here just about 4 minutes ago with a header. Glacier Peak bringing it down. They go on the left-hand side, and Cameron Miller has room to get this ball across the face of the goal, but right there to break it up is Aaron Moritz for the Spartans. But now back to White. White takes a shot, and right there is the Stanwood goalie, Isaacson. He'll put a boot into it. Isaacson getting some good experience here in goal for the Spartans, playing the last 3 games. Glacier Peak has it. Again, they bring it downfield. Spartans changed their defensive lineup, Bob, the last couple games.
Well, you've gone with that 4-man deep, and this is a straight line. It's not a diamond. They're just going with a straight line on that. The one thing with Mr. Isaacson kicking it deep, you don't always want that. Sometimes you kick that past your set, but right now we need a little bit of extra offensive push there, so it's not so bad that he's blasting it to the past midfield every time.
Ball gets passed into the center. Schmoody right there knocks over a Glacier Peak player, no whistle. And this ball gets kicked out of bounds. It's going to be Glacier Peak ball. And missing Mr. Colin Chuckna in the center is going to be a tough road to go for the Spartans. He just offered a little bit of toughness and ball control right in the center of the field for the Spartans. With him, they're going to have to work to find somebody to fill those shoes. Glacier Peak now has it in the corner. They get it cross court. Right across the goal face, but nobody there. Spartan defender kicks it out downfield, but Glacier Peak controls it. And now Schmoody has it. Quick pass up. Glacier Peak player right there to take it over. Now Hobby has it. Hobby dribbles it up the left-hand side. Passes it back. Anderson.
No, it's Armstrong.
Armstrong goes back to the left. Back up to Hobby. Hobby, he tries to center it. And that is trying to get it up to Mr. Anderson up on the left-hand side.
I think it's Stallings up there, isn't it?
That was 13. It's Anderson. Spartans have it. Battling for it. And trying to get that up there is Stallings. Stallings still battling for it. Now the Glacier Peak Grizzlies take control of the ball for just a second before a Spartan gets his foot on it. Glacier Peak bringing it down. Now passing it back.
Oh, they changed things around. Originally, Anderson was on the right side of the fullback, and he's playing midfield now up there again, which was his original position start of the season.
Cameron Miller has it for the Grizzlies. Now booted out of bounds. Getting put on it is A.J. Edmonds for the Spartans.
Because they brought A.J. Edmonds over on the right side over here, and they got Hatzenbeller over there now on the same side as Anderson on the left side.
Ari Van Veen is in. He is a midfielder, and he's just a sophomore. Tall, lanky young man. Been getting an opportunity here. Grizzlies bringing it down. Defenders bringing it up to the midfielders. Up on that right-hand side. Grizzlies have done a good job of bringing things from the corner and centering it in for scoring opportunities. Spartans this time take it back away. Moritz goes out right-hand side over to Edmonds. Back to Moritz. The left-hand side to Hatzenbeller. Hatzenbeller got across all the way up to A.J. Edmonds, or it should be Van Veen. Van Veen now boots it up to Stallings. Stallings battling for it. Gets crossed over in the center. Nobody's home. Goalie right there to pick it up for the Grizzlies. Grizzly defender loses it for a second. Hobby right there. Stanwood may have an opportunity. Moody puts up a shot. It's dribbler, and the goalie for the Grizzlies easily picks that up. 2-0 our score. Grizzlies lead Stanwood Spartans. They bring it down, and now Stanwood stealing it right back away. Hatzenbeller kicks it back out, right-hand side, over to Edmonds. Edmonds over to Moritz. Moritz kicks it up to Hobby. Hobby had it, lost it. Grizzlies now have it. Midfielders playing ball control, and they pass it and now lose it. Spartans had it for just a second. Hobby now going to put some pressure on Tucker Davis for the Grizzlies. Grizzlies now bringing it up. Stanwood has 4 defenders back. Bringing it up, and they get on the left-hand side. There's that wide Miller. Gets to center it in the corner, and getting ahead on it. It's going to be Hatzenbeller to knock it out. And I think it's going to be a corner kick for the Glacier Peak Grizzlies.
Third one already tonight, with both teams having shot 4 corner kicks already.
Well, I can say that I definitely underdressed for this occasion here, Bob. Wind picked up. It's cold.
It's a little colder than our baseball games even.
I was thinking we're going to be in a nice, comfy press box. Corner kick goes across the face of the goal and goes out of bounds. I think it went off somebody's head. I didn't see it off a Glacier Peak or a Spartan head.
I think it was a Spartan, unfortunately, so it'll be another corner kick for Glacier Peak.
Again, Glacier Peak leading this one 2-0.
Grizzlies corner taken by
Spartans looking to get a win, their first Wasco win. Glacier Peak gets this one right across the goal off a Glacier Peak Grizzly head. Looked like Mr. Wyatt Miller had an opportunity with that one.
He was up pretty high, but he was past the goal mouth, so he wasn't able to just flick it. He would have had to reverse the ball.
So this will be a goal kick for the Spartans. That's a quick long kick up to Van Veen. Spartans control it, and then the big boot downfield. It's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be Glacier Peak throw-in. They throw it into their defender. Glacier Peak comes down. Now Van Veen gets it for the Spartans. Cross court over to Moritz. Moritz has it. Now it's stolen away by Wyatt Miller. Miller passes it up into the center, and it's going to be offsides.
That ball never had a chance to not be offsides. He was racing past our defender before Wyatt saw him, but couldn't get that ball fast enough, thankfully.
So it'll be another goal kick for the Spartans.
Actually, a free kick.
Free kick, all right, there we go. Hatzenbeller will pass it on up to Hobby. Hobby gets it up in the center. On out to Armstrong. Back to Hobby. Spartans.
That's Hatzenbeller over there.
Hatzenbeller right there.
Up there.
And they have it. And Glacier Peak steal it right away. And Hatzenbeller gets in there and steals it back. Long pass up there, trying to fit that one up to Stallings. Making a break for it. Harry Van Veen trying to battle for it. Glacier Peak has it. And bring it out. Harry has it. Pass back up to Van Veen. Battling for it is Armstrong. Excuse me, Edmonds. And goes out of bounds. Van Veen he just takes it away from the Glacier Peak player.
When you did the interview, was the field wet when you walked across it, or was it dry?
No, it's in good shape. It's it's field turf, I believe.
The reason I asked, I've seen a few slips on both sides, so I just didn't know if maybe there was some underlying water still.
You know, I didn't reach down and feel it, but I didn't feel it on my tennis shoes. Glacier Peak has it now. Their defenders playing catch with it, pass with it, back and forth. About on the 20s. Now Spartans steal it back. Schmoody has it for Stanwood. Goes left-hand side to Hobby. Hobby getting pressured. Kicks it on out. Trying to get that one to Hatzenbeller, breaking down the sideline. And ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be Glacier Peak ball. Glacier Peak leads this one 2-0. We'll take a break here in about a minute. It'll be a shorter break this time. And Glacier Peak inbounds it. Putting pressure on him is Hobby. Ball gets back, and Glacier Peak passes it back to their goalkeeper, who boots it up. And Schmoody right there to control it. And Schmoody and a Glacier Peak player battling for it. So it's going to be a free kick for the Stanwood Spartans. It'll be Aaron Moritz. Well, thought was going to take it. Moritz will go up there now. Instead, it's going to be Armstrong. He sets it up.
Gonna get Moritz in there for the header. He's a little taller than the average guys.
Stanwood needs to make something happen. This one's a long kick and right into the goalie's hands. So with that, we are going to take a quick break. You are listening to Stanwood Spartan Soccer on TCSNsports.com. Ball, their throw in. They get it inside, and they get it into Connor Seed, and booted right back out by Stanwood Spartans. Spartans will inbound it. Long throw up to Hobby. Hobby boots it, and it's going to go out of bounds, and it is going to be Glacier Peak ball. We're going to have a 5-minute half, I believe, so that's it. Bob, I'm sorry. We get your mic turned back up here.
Oh, they missed that great joke, too. That's too bad.
Schmoody has it. Goes right-hand side. Armstrong battling for it. And Glacier Peak defender has it. Pass it back. The midfielder had it. Pass back to the defender. Now they move it up. And now they attack on the right-hand side. Glacier Peak looking to get it centered, but there is Stanwood defense. Get it up to Hobby. Hobby trying to get it past their midfielder. Glacier Peak has it. And now Stanwood has it. McDonald brings it down. It goes over to Hobby on the far side. And Glacier Peak moving the ball midfield. Pass it back. They kick it out to Wyatt Miller. Wyatt Miller has an open spot in the corner, looking to get it centered, and Isaacson coming out and knocks it out of bounds.
I think it's going to be off. I'm not sure.
Alex Bergstrom, I think, was the Glacier Peak player running in to get it. Ball goes out of bounds, so this time I'll talk about the English store in Stanwood. They've got Yorkshire pudding. They've got hobnob. They had all kinds of really unique gift items. It's the English store. You ever had, like, salad cream, Bob?
Grizzlies.
English store has Heinz salad cream right there for you. The English Market, where jolly good things happen, located on Main Street in Stanwood. Hey, check them out. It is really a fun store to visit. Corner kick goes right across and off of Stanwood Spartan defender's head. Glacier Peak has it now. Pressuring, trying to get it back into the center. Stanwood defender right on him. Through traffic, and now Moritz gets a foot on it, knocks it out. Harry Van Bee now trying to put some pressure on it. And running it down is going to be McDonald. Glacier Peak defenders know take care of it. They bring it up on the right-hand side. Again, they try to bring it up on the corners, and they try to cross it, but Moritz is right there to block it. Now they kind of center it up a little higher out, and a left-footed shot. It's going to be high and go out of bounds.
Never really had a chance. He had Wyatt Miller sitting over there on the left post. He should have been looking for that. He didn't see him, I guess, thankfully.
Glacier Peak does, it seems like they do just a real good job of creating that pressure from the outside corners in. With a lot of speed with Miller and the young man on the far right-hand side.
Bergstrom, I think.
Yeah. All right, here comes Jacobson, puts the boot in. And off a Glacier Peak head. Smoody gets control of it. Hang up the Hobby, bringing it up. Trying to pass it over into the center. Glacier Peak defender right there. Smoody trying to take it back. And Glacier Peak's going to pass it right back to their goalie. Ball, I'd say, pretty evenly on both sides of the field, but Glacier Peak has had some they've taken advantage of every opportunity they've had to score. Glacier Peak now bringing it up quickly. They got it on the outside, number 26.
Unofficially, I have them four shots on goal, with us only having 2 shots on goal, so they take advantage of 2 of them.
Grant on the left-hand side gets an opportunity to put up a shot right in the hands of Jacobson. Isaacson, excuse me. Isaacson puts in a big boot there. And right into Glacier Peak defenders' control. Glacier Peak bringing it up. Now they'll pass it back. McDonald putting some pressure on him. Glacier Peak bringing it up on the right-hand side. Corner player there. He has an opportunity to maybe get the ball going across the face. He does, right in the center. Shot is up, but Isaacson right there to get a hand on it, stop it for the Spartans.
Didn't get a clean shot on it. Kind of scooped underneath it, and Isaacson was able to one-hand that stop.
And it's a boot. Donald trying to get push and shove to get some coverage on that. Now Glacier Peak bringing it down. They go left-hand side to Grant. Grant has an opportunity, but breaking it up is Moritz for the Stanwood Spartans. Done some good speed on defense is Aaron Moritz. Getting that away from Aaron Grant. Ball goes out of bounds. So like to talk about New Country Grill, one of the newest restaurants in Stanwood, located in the Cinema Pavilion in Stanwood. New Country Grill features a wide variety of delicious items of all-American dining, open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. New Country Grill, Stanwood Cinema Pavilion, family-style dining from their family to yours. Cross, the corner kick goes across, knocked out by Stanwood Spartans. And brought back out by the Glacier Peak Grizzlies, but they attack again. And now Spartans break it up. They go on the right-hand side to the Grizzlies, and they try to bring it down the left-hand side, and there's a Spartan there to break it up. They'll pass up on the right-hand side. Right there is Moritz. Try to boot it out. Now Glacier Peak Grizzlies have it in the corner, but right there, I believe is that Moritz again?
I thought that's Moritz or Hotzenbeller.
It is Moritz, number 10. That light is just the point of getting kind of flat. Lights haven't quite taken effect, but it's starting to get dark. So, be a throw-in for the Grizzlies. They throw it in, and Stanwood there to break it up. Now Grizzlies have it, and Moritz, sliding tackle, knocks it out of bounds. I think it's going to be a corner kick.
Wow. This will be their 7th corner kick of the first half. You usually don't see 7 in a whole game between the two teams.
No.
That's that fast pressing attack that Glacier Peak has.
So another corner kick for the Grizzlies. Long across the face of the goal. Nobody there. Kicks the coverage and goes out of bounds. Going to be Spartan ball. So throwing it in will be A.J. Edmonds for Stanwood. Good throw in, trying to get it up to Hobby. Armstrong right there. Now McDonald takes control of it for Stanwood. Gets it over to Hobby. Hobby dribbles it midfield through traffic and has it knocked away. Glacier Peak comes up with it.
That's where you miss Kuchna or Chukna. He can body his way through that. Hobby tried to get through two guys and doesn't quite have the physical presence to get through those bigger defenders.
Yeah, Chukna, a very stout young man now, bringing it down for the Grizzlies.
Oh,
Was Ingalls, and he might have taken a little bit of a shove there into the corner by a Spartan. Glacier Peak has it now. Pass it back to the defenders. Pass it right back up.
stolen by Anderson.
And now we've got a whistle as Anderson goes to the turf hard. And young man's getting a conversation with the umpire. I think a warning or he's going to get a card, but no card that time. Anderson tries to cross it over. Right there is Armstrong. Now the Grizzlies have something going, and it's going to be kicked out of bounds. No, it won't be. Hobby has it on the far sideline. Dribbling it back. Now back up. See if Stanwood can control this. Go cross field, trying to find McDonald. Stealing it right away was the Grizzlies. Grant has it for the Grizzlies. Moritz battling, gets a long boot up the sideline. Grizzly midfielder passes it back. And up forward, Grizzlies moving it down. Johnson gets it out in the corner. They're trying to get it centered. Still moving with it. They get it in the center of the goal and shoots just wide of the goal. Kind of zigging and zagging through traffic there, and they got the pass off.
Can't tell if Isaacson got a hand on it. Is it a corner again? Looks like it is. So Isaacson got a hand on that to knock it away.
So as they chase down the ball, I'll talk about, True Value Hardware. Springtime, it's here. And it is project time. Inside and outside your home, Stanwood True Value Hardware's friendly and knowledgeable staff help you get what you need to get the job done right the first time. So go see Jack and all the staff there at Stanwood Hardware, located in the heart of Stanwood. So
Tyler McCluskey takes the
corner kick again for the Grizzlies. This time right in front of the goal. Hobby gets his head on it, knocks it out of bounds almost. Yes, he does. Let's see, it's going to be Glacier Peak throw-in. We've seen some throw-ins be just as effective as corner kick. This one's going to be short to Grant. And he still has the ball, takes a shot, and Isaacson right there to pick it out of the air for the Spartans. Quick rolling it up. That one, McDonald, back to Moritz, back to Isaacson, the goalie. To Moritz. Go right-hand side to Edmonds. Edmonds. Armstrong. Goes out of bounds. It'll be Stanwood throw-in. We'll get up to Schmoody. Schmoody to Hobby. And now ball bring back in the ball game now for Stanwood. Anthony Stock. We'll see some little extra speed up front for the Stanwood. Stock is speedy, young man. Grizzlies bringing it down. Stock chasing him down there. Grizzlies pass it back. Stock running from one side of the field or nothing. Full steam. He's going to get that ball. Ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be Glacier Peak ball. Comes off the bench, and I think that's why he comes in. He's supposed to bring some energy, and he does just that.
Yeah, he just ran from side to side 3 times.
To be young again, huh? All right, Grant has it for Glacier Peak. Passes it into the corner out there to number 12 is Cameron Miller. Ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be Glacier Peak ball. Glacier Peak. Throw it in. Smooty's going to come up with the ball. Gets pass off to Hobby. Hobby midfield. Hobby with some good speed. Passes it up. Gets it up to Smooty. Smooty to Stock. Stock trying to pass it out in the corner, but it gets out to Hobby. Hobby, he'll pass it into the corner. Glacier Peak player right there. Gets it right back to Hobby. Hobby to Stock. To Hobby. Now Glacier Peak has it. Stanwood's going to have to hustle back on defense. Stanwood takes it right back. Up the sideline. They pass it in to Hobby. Hobby dribbling it up to Schmoody. Schmoody has it in the corner. He has it taken away by a Glacier Peak defender. And they quickly bring it up. Long pass downfield. And right into the hands of the Stanwood Spartan goalie, who will roll it out to Hatzenbeller. Ball goes out of bounds. No, it doesn't. On the far side.
It's that football line that throws you.
About extra. Yeah, boy, about an extra, what, 6-7 feet on each side?
Yards, I think.
You're right, you're right. Throw in for Stanwood. Stallings there trying to get control of it, and it's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be Stanwood throw in. 3:59 left to go in the half unofficially. They'll stop the clock at 2 minutes. Again, Glacier Peak leading this one 2-0. Stanwood throw in the center. Moody pass it back over to Moritz. Moritz. Hatzenbeller. And they pass this one out of bounds. So, Glacier Peak throw in.
Halftime.
And that is going to be halftime. So with that, we will take a break. At halftime, Stanwood trails 2-0 over the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. You are listening to Spartan Soccer on TCSNSports.com. control the ball to start this second half. Moving back to Moritz. Moritz to Armstrong. And they moving on outside of Jacob Murray. Excuse me, that's going to be Kyle Anderson. Up to Moritz. To Armstrong. Glacier Peak putting some pressure on the Stanwood defenders. Ball goes out of bounds. And it is going to be Stanwood throw in. And a nice Wednesday evening here. Good night to watch a soccer game here in Glacier Peak. Glacier Peak throwing. Glacier Peak controls it for a moment. Stanwood players right there. Now Schmoody has it. Trying to goes left-hand side to Armstrong. Armstrong right-hand side to Edmonds. And Glacier Peak has it. They got in the center, long shot right off Isaacson, and he corrals it right there. So Stanwood will kick off, and Isaacson will get a boot into it. Controlled by Glacier Peak for a second. Now Stanwood has it. Hobby has it on the far side. Trying to move it upfield. Ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be Stanwood throw in. Again, if you're just tuning in, Stanwood trails 2-0. And I see you updated our online thing. Thanks, Bob. And throw in off of Stanwood head up to Armstrong. Goes the left-hand side, trying to find Stallings on the far side. Stallings back up to Schmoody. Schmoody gets double teamed. Glacier Peak comes up with it, but stealing it right back is Kyle Anderson. Anderson to Schmoody. Schmoody up to Hobby in the center. Hobby and Schmoody in the corner. Schmoody trying to cross it off a Glacier Peak defender. And Glacier Peak has it. Stanwood had something going there for just a second, Bob.
Yeah, that was an opportunity for the Dr. Charles Hall play of the game right there, but so far it's one of our best shots, but it was a nice little cross by Schmoody.
Glacier Peak bringing it down. After the game, we will have the Charles Hall Orthodontics play of the game and the North Sound Physical Therapy player of the game, Stanwood Spartan, who does an outstanding job. And Glacier Peak bringing it down. It's going to be Roberge has it. It's going to be forced out of bounds. It's going to be Glacier Peak ball. Roberge will be throwing it in right in the corner. Little drop kick. Johnson to Roberge. And now they get a cross shot, and great save by Isaacson, jumping up there and getting his hands on it. That might be our play of the game so far. Stanwood doesn't score.
He had to reach up pretty high for that to grab that ball. He had some defenders right on him, so it was a nice save.
I might have ate a gnat on that last save.
As soon as you said it was a nice night, they all came running for you.
Okay, Glacier Peak has it. Now for a second, Stanwood has it. Now Hobby battling for it. Glacier Peak, he comes right back with it. Glacier Peak players look big, don't they?
Very controlled in what they do.
They are. Now they bring it down quickly. They got in the corner. And that far corner, they cross it over, and right there to break it up, I believe is Anderson for the Spartans. Now there's a shot up and high, and goes over the goal.
Into the lacrosse net, so it made it look like it hit through the
That's
net.
what I was going to say. What did it happen to be a goal kick right there? Kind of a shot from about the 15-yard line, and went over the goal. Yeah, the Nats are out in our little tasty. Unfortunately, it's hard to call a game and keep my mouth shut at the same time. We have Glacier Stanwood has it for just a second. Glacier Peak moves the ball down, and now Hatzenbeller takes it away. Gets up to Armstrong. And now they get it up to Stallings. Back to Glacier Peak. Back to Glacier Peak's defender. Stock in the ball game now for the Spartans. On offense, Glacier Peak bringing it down and good ball control. Zigging and zagging and get out to Duran right in the center. Gives a shot and it's up and in. That happened quickly. That time, instead of attacking from the corners, they came right up the middle. And you see, I think it was number 8, Kevin Dewan.
Goal scored by Connor Seed.
Excuse me, Connor
with
Seed,
an
number
assist
6.
to Kevin Dewan.
And Dewan got the assist, so now 3-0. Glacier Peak leads. The lights have taken effect here on this Wednesday evening. Hobby will kick it back to Schmoody. Schmoody back to Stanwood defenders. Armstrong. And taken away right there by Glacier Peak Grizzlies. And now passed out of bounds. Going to be Stanwood Spartan throw in. Stanwood trails 3-0. Glacier Peak bringing it up, and they steal it from the defender. They long left-footed shot, just left of the goal, or right of the goal, and misses. That was a good attempt. It was Kevin Ramsey on the attempt for the Grizzlies. Now Isaacson, the goalie for Spartans, gets a big boot into it. Hobby right there trying to battle for it. Goes to the far left-hand side of the field. Grizzlies move the ball now to the right side. They bring it up. Do a good job moving the ball, passing forth right in the center. Dewan goes left-hand side. Out there, looks like it's Wyatt Miller in the corner, far left. Spartans there now break it up. And they get up to Stock. Stock to Hobby. Hobby trying to work the ball up. They get up to Stock. Stock gets a hit on it. And it's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be Glacier Peak ball.
Just nobody helped there with that counter. There's not a chance to get a quick counter. We got so many people back on defense right now, unfortunately.
Now Glacier Peak bringing the ball down, and Stock is going to be there just to make sure they do not make a mistake on the ball. He's got energy to burn. Goes from one side of the field to the other to Stock, and now battling for control of the ball. This Glacier Peak defenders pass it away from him. They get on the far side. Stock, again, applying pressure. Glacier Peak bringing it up. Bringing it on the far left side. There is Mr. Wyatt Miller. They try to get it to him, and it's going to be kicked out of bounds by a Spartan defender. And I cannot make out the name. I think that's Mr. Moritz.
Van Veen's back over there too.
So Glacier Peak ball. Player hits the turf.
The Glacier Peak player hit the turf, and we got the ball on the free kick, so I'm not sure.
Oh, you're going to say it went out of bounds. Throw in. Stanwood throws in, get into Hobby. Hobby passes back up. And they had it for a second. Now Glacier Peak has it. And they passed it out of bounds. It's going to be Stanwood ball. Stanwood, again, struggled this year. And it's been just close in a lot of these ball games. And right now, their injury bug has really been hurting them. Noah Heinz out. Colin Chuckna out for the season. Stanwood throw in. Trying to hit Stock back out there. Glacier Peak moving it down. So it's Kalachukna out. And Stanwood's starting goalie out as well. So Stanwood, 3 of their starters out of this ball game. Stanwood has it midfield. Go up the right-hand side. And Glacier Peak takes back over, and they got it in the corner. Now they pass into the center. Could be trouble. Pass into the center.
Offsides.
And they're going to call offsides.
That's a quick kick.
And Stanwood quickly gets it up. Hobby on the right-hand side is pressured. Just going to say, it hasn't been too many whistles either way tonight.
Fairly clean game, even so this is the second game they've played this season, and still a really clean game on both sides. A couple of bodies falling, but nothing out of the ordinary for a soccer match.
The head referee, broadcaster for many years, works at Como, and has a show on I believe Sunday mornings now. And I'm sorry, I don't remember what he said his name was. Glacier Peak brings it down, and Isaacson's going to watch this one roll out of bounds for the Stanwood Spartan goalie. This will be a goal kick for Stanwood. And off a Glacier Peak head. And now Glacier Peak has something going on. They get into the center. Little chip shot. And it is in. I think it was Wyatt Miller centered it in. He's deadly from that corner, getting that
Grizzly goal
speed.
scored by Alex Bergstrom.
Yeah.
Bergstrom there on the score. So the Glacier Peak Grizzlies score again. And they take a 4-0 lead. The Stanwood ball, Smoody, goes right-hand side over to Anderson. Anderson up to Hobby. Glacier Peak has it. They get it in the center. Pass out left-hand side. I believe Wyatt Miller. Miller trying to get it in the center. He's deadly at that. Stanwood defense. 2 players take him out. No whistle. I believe that's Van Veen in the corner. No, it's going to be Moritz in the corner out there. So good Stanwood defense getting back there. Time breaking that up. Glacier Peak throws it in, and they got a ball right in the center, and Stanwood defenders right there to break it up. They get it up now. Smoody trying to do something with it as he brings it up the left-hand side. Smoody bringing it up, trying to center it. And ball gets away from him and out of bounds. It's going to be Glacier Peak ball. We're going to take a 2-minute break here in about a minute. Glacier Peak moving the ball up, and they pass it up, and I think it would have been offsides that he got there. Isaacson will pick it up for the Spartans. Gets it up to Anderson. Ball battling for it. Glacier Peak comes up with it, and Anderson gives Glacier Peak player a shove from behind. Going to the turf is Cage Roberge, and giving him a push was Kyle Anderson.
Got out of there pretty quick trying to hope. Nope, he didn't get out of there quick enough.
Wasn't me. Excuse me. That gnat keeps wanting to fly around down there. It just causes problems. All right, this is going to be free kick. And this one right into the goal box. Isaacson right there to knock it out. Spartans quickly get it up to Hobby. Hobby bringing it downfield, and he is going to be tackled, and he's going to hit the turf hard. And it'll be a penalty kick.
I think that's going to be a card. I think I see a card coming out.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That was a pretty hard tackle. Hobby went flying much farther than the Glacier Peak young man just did off of Anderson.
So he is going to be getting a card. So I think we're ready to take a break right here. Score, Glacier Peak 4, Stanwood Spartans nothing. This is Spartan Soccer here on TCSNSports.com.
Hey, baseball.
couple of noggins, and still now it's on the turf. Now Mr. Schmoody has it. Pass up, Stallings. Pass down there, Stallings outruns. Stock outruns the defender and couldn't get the pass up. Crosses it over right in front of Hobby. Couldn't get a foot on it. Glacier Peak defenders quickly right there. But boy, the speed of Stock, he is just speedy. He blew by the defender like a Porsche passing a Ford Escort. But just couldn't get the crossover. Now Stock has it for the Spartans. Pressuring, or had it for a second as Glacier Peak comes up with it. Now Stock goes to the turf and gets helped up by a Glacier Peak player, and it's going to be a penalty on Mr. Stock. Anthony Stock, senior for the Stanwood Spartans. Comes in, a lot of energy. Kind of reminds me of a basketball player we used to talk about a couple years ago.
The Zipster?
That's right, he had Zip. He's got the long curly hair. And here's the free kick, long downfield, and it's going to go right into the hands of the Stanwood goalie, Isaacson. He gets a big boot into it. Glacier Peak bringing it downfield now, midfield. They lead 4-0. 2 goals in the first half and 2 goals in the second half. They pass it out of bounds. It's going to be Spartan ball. Spartans getting a lot of their youngsters in. Hatzenbiller's a sophomore. Armstrong a sophomore. Moritz a junior. Now we got a player go to the turf. I didn't see that. Schmoody, I believe, gets tangled up with him. And going to the turf was Christopher Day for the Grizzlies. The ball goes out of bounds. Ball gets knocked up. Trying to get up there and trying to get up there to Mr. Hobby. And they go left-hand side. Goes Glacier Peak. They try to pass it in the center. Stanwood defender right there. Hatzenbeller. Pass it up to Stallings, and Stallings trying to hit Schmoody up there in the corner, and ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be Glacier Peak ball. Glacier Peak has it midfield. Stanwood battling for it. 2-on-1. There's Hatzenbeller and Van Veen. Van Veen throws it in, trying to get it into Hobby. And Glacier Peak defender puts a big boot onto it. And it's going to go down, and Isaacson's going to pick it up for Stanwood Spartans. Clock is definitely in the hands of our friends of Glacier Peak now. With a 4-0 lead, a pretty commanding lead at this point. Stanwood inbounds it. Little bicycle kick, trying to get it passed up to Hobby. Glacier Peak comes up with it. They'll pass it back to their defender. Glacier Peak bringing it up. Pass into the center. Down the right-hand side. Moving out to McCluskey. And they move it back to the defenders. Glacier Peak kind of doing what basketball weave, defensive weave, eating some clock up here. Just passing to midfield. Now they bring it downfield. Try to pass it up into the corner. Get it in the center, and breaking it up is the Stanwood Spartans. Glacier Peak has it. Now in the center, trying to get the pass off. Right there is Moritz to break it up, along with a couple other Stanwood players, and see some elbows flying. No whistle. Stanwood has it. Van Veen battling for it. Now Glacier Peak takes it right back away. Johnston Had it for a second. Now Spartans have it. Back to Glacier Peak. Dribbling through traffic is Day, and Day finally hits the turf.
It was a clean ball by Van Veen. He looked back at the ref, and the ref gave him the okay sign.
Hatzenbeller will put a big boot into this. Spartans bringing it downfield for a second. Now Van Veen passes it up into the corner.
Got some McDonald over there on that far side.
And right into the Glacier Peak defenders. Seems like Glacier Peak consistently has been winning this battle in midfield. And I think that's where you're missing Mr. Chukna. You mentioned it before.
And Heinz, too.
And Heinz, yes.
But Chukna is able to body his way through that. And
now Glacier Peak bringing it down quickly, and it's broken up by the Stanwood Spartans. Anderson up to Hobby. And Hobby almost taken out. Doing that was Christopher Day. And they'll pass it out of bounds, and it's going to be Stanwood Spartan ball. On a very cool evening. Glacier Peak leading again 4-0. This will give Glacier Peak their third win. And I would say of the teams that we've seen the Stanwood play, I would say Glacier Peak looks probably like the best team that we face so far. What you say, Bob?
yeah, they are in first place. They appear to be the class of the division. Obviously, they lost to the Scots. Once again, the Scots are considered a 2A favorite, and they were strong in the 3A last year. But pretty deep too. Glacier Peak's not just their front starter 11. They can go deep.
Glacier Peak has it, and they boot it up, goes out of bounds. It's going to be Stanwood ball. Stanwood throwing about the 50-yard line. Hatzenbeller will be throwing it in for the Spartans. And he's trying to get it in there to Stock. Ball battling for it. Spartans Hobby battling for it. Goes on the right-hand side. Spartans give chase. And this one now coming up. Grizzlies. Excuse me, that left-hand side. They pass it into the center. Right there to break it up. Stanwood Spartan defender. Passes it up to Hobby. Hobby battling for it. Goes back right. I believe it's Schmoody. Schmoody up to Van Veen. Up to Schmoody. Schmoody bringing it down. They would like nothing more to get a goal here just for pride's sake, if anything else. And Glacier Peak takes control of this. Quick sliding tackle by Mr. Armstrong. That was a good one. Just took the pocket of a Glacier Peak midfielder. And now the Grizzlies have it, bringing it downfield. 13 minutes left. Glacier Peak just content to pass it around here. Now they pass it up. Quick shot into the center, and Isaacson right there to pick it up for the Stanwood Spartans. He's going to roll it out to his defender. The right-hand side to Van Veen. Van Veen to Armstrong. To Hobby. Glacier Peak now has it. They have something going on here. Pass into the center. And a shot is there. It is blocked by Mr. Isaacson. Glacier Peak takes advantage of any kind of crack in your defense here, right there, and they're putting on a shot. Stanwood will pass it back to Isaacson. Passes it up, and again, taking control of by Glacier Peak. Van Veen battling for it on that far side. It'll be Glacier Peak throw in. They have it in the corner. Looking to center it. And they pass it way back. They're taking a shot from outside, and wide was Kevin Ramsey of the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. Ball will hit the back fence. Isaacson will boot it up. Smoody there on the right-hand side. Looking to get it up to his offense, and Glacier Peak right there. Glacier Peak continuing to put on the pressure. Now they have it into the center. They may have a shot. They take the shot, and right there to block it is Mr. Isaacson. That one was a rocket that Isaacson got up and just had to stretch, get his hands on it. He gives a boot and goes right back to the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. So the Grizzlies bring it down again on offense. They have it in the far corner. Battling it now. Stanwood defense takes control of it. Long pass. Back pass by Stock. Back to Glacier Peak defender. Stock giving chase. Along with Hobby. And Glacier Peak defender gives a big boot into it. Right in the hands of the Stanwood goalie, Isaacson. Go right hand side. And now Stanwood. That's it out. Hatzenbeller. Long pass downfield. Stock. Trying to catch up with that.
I don't think he would have been off. I don't think he was offsides. They called that offsides early, but he had two defenders right in front
of him. I didn't see that, but Glacier Peak will take it over the free kick, and they bring it down quickly. And Mr. Van Veen, I believe it's Van Veen, number 13. No, it's Anderson. Did a good job coming in on defense, knocking it out of bounds. So it's going to be Glacier Peak throw in right in the corner. They're taking their time here. He's going to take a running start at this throw in. Going to throw it right into the goal box. Stanwood there, gets a head on it, knocks it out. Glacier Peak has control for a second now. Stock has it for the Spartans. He's bringing it up. Passes it over to Hobby. Hobby, pelling pass up to Stock. Stock running it down. Chasing it down from the Glacier Peak Grizzly. Grizzly defender now has it. And they're going to pass it away. It's Spartan defender right there. Steals it. Back over to Stock in the center. Glacier Peak steps in front of it, and they have control. Hatzenbeller battling for it. Glacier Peak bringing it down field quickly. And no one call out a shot, just a long pass, I guess, to nowhere. Clock eater right into Stanwood's goalie's hands. After the game, we have our North Sound Physical Therapy player of the game, Spartan player of the game, and also the Charles Hall Orthodontics play of the game. And this ball goes out of bounds and is going to be,
which STSPN has Action
ball.
Jackson player of the game.
Glacier Peak is doing his best to slowly eat up time.
They're not in a hurry, are they?
Yeah, it's
why. If you're up 4-0. You're going to take your time with it. And it seems like just watching that clock, it's moving real slow anyway. It's going to be a penalty kick or free kick for the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. Some pushing and shoving, I guess, happened there. I missed that. So putting a boot in, it's going to be Devin Potts. Potts, big player. He gets this one right into the goal box, and Stanwood Spartan gets a foot on or head on it and boots it out. And Veen kicks it up to Hobby. Hobby bringing it downfield. Pass to the right-hand side. Over to Anderson. Anderson slows it up. We pass it up. Hatzenbeller to Hobby. Getting out the left-hand side. Back to Hatzenbeller. To Anderson. They'll pass it back. Grizzlies take control. Now Spartans have it for a second. They do have it. They keep moving with it.
Van Veen bringing it up the middle there, doing a good job for a short time.
Glacier Peak go out the left-hand side. This one battled by the Stanwood defender. And I believe that is Mr. Anderson battling for it. And it'll be referees calling this one. I guess it's going to be another free kick, a penalty kick for the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. 5:55 left to go in this ball game. Again, the clock will stop. Glacier Peak leading 4-0. And this one, long driving kick right into the goal box and right into the hands of Stanwood goalie Isaacson. The long throw out downfield, trying to hit Stallings. Glacier Peak midfielders or defenders have it. Stock chasing it down. Trying to get control of it. Glacier Peak now pass up in center, and a Stanwood Spartan defender puts a big boot into it, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be Glacier Peak ball. We got baseball Friday. I believe it's Stanwood and Arlington. Stanwood against Arlington.
Although they're talking rain, so
No,
keep an eye.
no, don't say that.
Sorry.
That'll be our next broadcast, Spartan Baseball, who won one and lost one since we last broadcast their game. They defeated Arlington and lost to Marysville Pilchuck. Glacier Peak has it, midfield. Oops, down, stolen away by Spartan. See if they can get something going on here. On the right-hand side, long pass downfield, and right there to get it is going to be Stallings, and I think he was going to be offsides. Hatzenbeller gets tied up. Big number 18 at Devin Potts. He's got to be about 6'4". He's a good-sized young man out there. Spartans bring it up for Glacier Peak Grizzlies. He's kind of their big enforcer right in the middle. Now we got a whistle.
It's got some exchange.
Okay. Hobby comes in for Mr. Stock.
And somebody in the midfield, too. I didn't see who it was. Maybe McDonald in.
And Glacier Peak gets it into the corner, and this one's going to go out of bounds. Should be a Spartan goal kick. Glacier Peak has just done a really good job of applying that offensive pressure from the outside in. Stanwood moving it down. Defenders not even getting pressured here. Now a long pass up to Anderson, up to Hobby. Hobby's going to be pressure on the defense. Glacier Peak goalie has it. Goes up the left-hand side right into Stanwood Spartan control. Back to Hobby out in the corner now. Hobby bringing it down. Getting pressured. Ball goes out of bounds. Going to be Stanwood Spartan ball. And ball is thrown in, but taken control of by the Glacier Peak Grizzlies for a moment. Now Stanwood quickly steals it back. Armstrong battling. The big Mr. Potts. Ball goes in the middle. And Armstrong battling some more out there. And ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be Glacier Peak ball. They throw in. And two players go to the turf, and Mr. Potts and Stanwood Spartan. Ball goes out of bounds. No, they're going to say penalty against Stanwood. That one I think could have gone either way, so they're pushing and shoving. Ball is kicked. Glacier Peak has it. They dribble out into the corner. Trying to get it in the center. One around one player. Now Stanwood Spartan defense knocks it out. Glacier Peak has it. We got another player go to the turf. And the referee is pointing which direction. This might be an indirect kick now.
Well, I think it's just a
Correct kick, okay. Stanwood going to set up the wall here.
No. Well, he's slowing things down. I'm not sure what's going on there. They must know each other.
So now Glacier Peak set to kick this right from the 20-yard line.
Minutes we kept on the field by these.
And this one off the top bar. Almost a score by the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. Went off the top goalpost.
Straight down.
Yep. Glacier Peak had it for a second now. Stanwood gives a big boot downfield. Clock is going to be kept on the field now. 2 minutes left. Again, Glacier Peak leading this one 4-0. I would say it was a pretty even game in the first half. It seems like it's been pretty lopsided in the second.
Not too many runs even for Stanwood in the second half,
No.
unfortunately.
Now Glacier Peak has it. They've got numbers 5-on-3. They get in the corner, long kick, arcing up over the goalie. Hits the goal post and bounces out. Oh, Isaacson just got lucky. He came out. He was caught out of the goal box. They took a shot, and that one was just looked like it was going to arc it in, but just caught the goalpost and booted out. Denver bringing it down, and now Mr. Stallings and a Glacier Peak player run into each other. Glacier Peak bringing it down quickly. They have it into the corner. They're going to see if they can get one more shot off of the Potts. Potts puts up a big arcing shot up and right in the hands of Isaacson. He's going to boot up. We'll go on the right-hand side. Up to Stallings, up to Hobby. Hobby, midfield. Has it taken away by a defender. Glacier Peak kicks it into the corner. And this one's going to be booted almost out of bounds and is out of bounds. The Glacier Peak ball. So that is going to do it. Final score, the Glacier Peak Grizzlies 4, the Stanwood Spartans
Thanks for coming.
nothing.
Drive safely on the
We'll be back and we'll have our game and our